We have to find a way to take what is happening there and make it so compelling to the voter, because otherwise we're going to get 4 more years of Donald Trump.
Welcome to this week's Wacky Moments of Liberal Expression. It was time for the post-Thanksgiving round of impeachment hearings this week, and the leftist media darling of the House Judiciary Committee's impeachment hearing was Democratic witness and Stanford University law professor Pamela Karlan. And she was so classless that she lashed out at President Trump's 13-year-old son, Barron. But, you know, the media wouldn't call it vile. They had a slightly different take.
Driving the point home with a quip about the president's son.
So while the president can name his son Barron, he can't make him a Baron.
Yeah, ABC calls it a quip because it was just so witty, right?
But she was really also making a joke about the fact that the president's 13-year-old son is named Barron, and Barron, of course, is a noble title, and she was basically making the case that he cannot be made into nobility.
Aha, and I see PBS is defending it as a joke because it's just so darn funny. Hey, at least they mention it. CBS Evening News didn't because, you know, that could hurt Democrats, so it's best to avoid it. Perhaps they should all work for Bloomberg, where reporters were ordered not to investigate any Democratic presidential candidates, you know, just Trump. You know, you would think that this destruction of journalistic norms would be the focus of the media on their weekend shows, but yeah, no, zero coverage. Speaking of zero, that's the chances that Kamala Harris has of being president in 2020 after she folded her campaign this week.
With Harris's exit, there's now the potential later this month, when the next debate is held in her home state of California, that every candidate on stage is white, despite the historic diversity of the presidential field this year.
Indeed. She said in the end she could not compete with 2 billionaires last year. 2 billionaires now in the race, Tom Steyer and Mike Bloomberg. They have unlimited campaign money.
The leftist media was so sad, except over at MSNBC, where Stephanie Ruhle got all excited for some reason because, you know, now Kamala's free to prosecute President Trump.
We are in the throes of the impeachment inquiry, and it hasn't reached the Senate phase, and she's going to have a lot more time to focus.
Exactly, and that's what the conversation was.
Wow, I mean, are you guys pleased about this?
And she's going to have a lot more time to focus.
Yeah, Harris is the good news over at MSNBC, because over at Morning Joe, they are just terribly unhappy that the impeachment hearings are not moving the needle. So they're ordering the Democrats to include Russia and lots of other stuff in these impeachment hearings.
They wanted to narrow the focus to Ukraine. They wanted to do that to keep it simple. The president clearly violated his oath of office, and what he did, it was easily proven. It's been proven over the past several weeks. He committed bribery.
He did?
He bribed a foreign leader, said, listen, I will actually give you $400 million in military aid, but you have to give me dirt on my political opponent.
Oh, he did. He said that, huh, Joe? Because it's not actually in any of the transcripts.
I think Democrats need to expand this. They need to bring in all of the high crimes and all of the misdemeanors that this president has committed and lay it bare, not only for the American people now, but for history, for future generations to look back and see that at least one branch of this government was willing to be held accountable, stand up, and be counted to speak truth.
I love it when the guy that invents fictional quotes from the president calls on people to speak truth. It's almost like being an FBI lawyer and texting your FBI agent lover about stopping the enormous douche Trump from being president, and then calling yourself a victim when the president criticizes your involvement in the FBI.
Former FBI lawyer Lisa Page ended nearly 2 years of silence in an interview with the Daily Beast, revealing her feelings when singled out by the president at political rallies and in his tweets. She said, "It's like being punched in the gut. My heart drops to my stomach when I realize he has tweeted about me again." Can you imagine the president of the United States speaking and tweeting about your personal life, your relationships, your sex life? I mean, it's so jaw-dropping what she has lived with for the past 2 years.
Oh, you know, don't you just... I feel so bad for her, don't you? Because the leftist media, they tell me to feel bad for her, and then they claim...
It was amazing that she's stayed silent for so long, and I think it really goes to how civil servants, whether it's in the Department of Justice or Department of State, really have a culture of being apolitical, of not trying to get into, partisan fights or in the crosshairs. It's not in their DNA. They put their heads down and they do their job.
Or do their married co-workers, maybe, while texting about their anti-Trump insurance policy. I mean, you couldn't get much more apolitical than that.
And I think it really goes to how civil servants, whether it's in the Department of Justice or Department of State, really have a culture of being apolitical.
Yeah, they know how to stay out of that, just like the leftist media knows how to give unbiased coverage.
We need to twist and meld and work. We are fighting against an enemy, the Republicans, with machine guns, and we can't bring a knife to it. And I'm not saying do anything dishonest, but we have to find a way to take what is happening there and make it so compelling to the voter, because otherwise we're going to get 4 more years of Donald Trump, and we cannot survive 4 more years.
Really? They couldn't survive 4 more years? Oh, wait, that was supposed to deter us, right? Anyway, that's all the time we have. You may have noticed the shirt. If you like it, go to mrc-store.com and check out the conservative apparel. I'm Eric Scheiner for MRC TV. Also, be sure to look at mrctv.com, like and subscribe to the videos, and we'll be back soon with more leftist media wackiness.